Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on our live recording of the Block Talk podcast here on Facebook Gaming. I'm your host, Seethrew. For those of you that don't know, I am a Minecraft streamer on Facebook, and I started this podcast to give my community some additional content to listen to on the daily. Definitely, this podcast is searchable on all your favorite podcast platforms right now. And today we got this awesome Facebook Minecraft streamer that's coming up on her 1-year stream anniversary. Everybody welcome Abee Gaming.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. What's up?
Hey.
So Abee, tell us a little bit about your journey as a streamer. Like, where did you start? Where did the thought come from? Like, hey, I want to be a streamer, all the way up until currently right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So way back when, I had always been playing video games, and I had seen a lot of male streamers, and I realized, I want to be one of those awesome female streamers. Why not? Why can't I? And so I grew up with that idea. I've had a lot of negativity growing up of like, no, you can't do that. Like, no, that's absurd. Streaming isn't a career or isn't like a real hobby. But slowly and surely, I kept the passion going, kept it alive, and ended up budgeting for about 4 months to get the setup that I have. Yep. And started last January. So 2021, I created the gaming page. So the gaming page has been alive for over a year, but I officially started streaming January 26th of 2021.
That's awesome. I think I started streaming the same time, but like a year before you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Heck yeah. Crystal Joseph, everybody says hi in the chat. Hello. Let's see here. What are some hold on. So like we were talking about earlier, the first time I met you, I raided you randomly. Yep. It was one of those nights that nobody else was live, and I was like, all right, let's go find another small streamer. And raided you, and I don't remember how many people came over, but you have this like super awesome like hype music and big like thing you do, just kind of like Red Baron, that like when you get raided, and that's yep. Super cool. You should give like everyone a taste of that real quick.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if the sound will come through.
Yeah, the sound probably won't come through, but you can do your little spiel.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who haven't seen it, I call it my Shrek Hype. So basically, if you haven't seen Shrek, go see it. But the sound of Shrek's voice comes on, and it says, "What are you doing in my swamp?" And then it just goes on to the most insane beat that you've heard, and I'll say like, "What's up, everybody? Like, welcome into my stream. My name's Abee. I'm a streamer from Washington State in the United States. Play lots of Minecraft, Call of Duty, variety streaming here on Facebook. Thank you so much, so-and-so, for raiding me. I hope you had a fantastic stream. Please let me know in the chat how it went, what you played, all that fun stuff. Catch me live every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekend, and I appreciate y'all for being here. Feel free to drop that like, that follow, that share, whatever you feel like, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Thanks so much."
Yeah, and see,
wrap it up like that.
when did you start doing that? Like, and how important do you think that is to like make a big deal out of someone raiding you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to me as a streamer, raids are super important because not only do they show myself as a person that someone else kind of believes in me and believes in what I'm doing, but it kind of helps engage the audience as well. There are new people in chat who might be shy. There are new people in chat that might not know me. And so giving them a little bit of a hype and like a, hey, welcome is really important. I started doing that back in probably August or July of this past year. Prior to that, I'd just be like, wow, hey Raider, how's it going? And just sit there awkwardly twiddling my thumbs.
I had raided a guy once, and this is actually funny. He literally, I don't know if he thought like the world was ending or something, because it was a pretty big raid. He literally ended his stream. He like looked over and seen Seethrew raid. Oh god, what the? And then he like ended his stream. Like, what the heck? Oh man, I'm like, oh Jesus, that just cracked me up. I'm like, he must not like, we're not like raiding your house.
Yeah, wow.
Bringing my viewers over to meet you. Super funny. Well, that's cool. I definitely think you're onto something with that, and you know, letting people know a little bit about you right off the bat is great, because you know, some raids they'll just be like, oh, thanks for coming by, and you know, you really don't know nothing about the person. Half the time everybody in the chat's tired anyway, so they just like and leave. But if you can find a way to harness those people and get them invested and get them to know you right off the bat, that's good.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite games outside of Minecraft?
Oh, outside of Minecraft. This year I kind of plan to do a lot more story games. So getting the different type of engagement, whether people like story games or not. You know, I had one that I played recently, Detroit Become Human, that I've seen some gameplay on, but I wasn't too sure what it was about, how much I'd like it, etc.
Right.
The first night, I played for 6 hours straight. I didn't want to stop, but I'd work the next morning.
Wow,
and I was like, oh, it's very good. And I was like, I definitely want to play more games. I had people in my chat who were like, you know, I don't really like story games, but I really quite enjoyed this one. So that was really awesome to see. So Detroit Become Human was a fantastic one. I also played Little Misfortune, which is another type of story game. I really liked Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Second one I think was a little bit better, but those were really good ones as well. I also play lots of Call of Duty, Warzone, and also Prop Hunt. That makes for some hilarious content.
I've always wanted to play that. I have no idea where
fantastic.
that is, or what Call of Duty is that?
So it's Call of Duty Cold War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they brought it out in the Cold War because everyone was like, you need to make a prop hunt. And it takes a little bit to like get used to the maps and stuff, so you can be like, that prop doesn't belong there. But I used to play it so much, I could turn a corner, see one light pole, and I'd be like, that doesn't go there, and that's it. So yeah, it's addicting.
Do they have a Minecraft version of that?
Oh, I'm sure there must be a mod somewhere for it.
That would be
funny. Fantastic. That'd be hilarious. Get SBK in it.
Yeah, just have a big SBK prop hunt. That would be hilarious.
That's awesome.
So what is the most important thing in your eyes as far as equipment goes for the stream, like audio, video, graphics card? Like what do you think's like the most important thing?
A strong internet connection. That's a good one to start with.
That's definitely huge.
Yeah, I mean, as a streamer, obviously download speed is important, but the most important thing is upload speed. So having a good one is important. Your Wi-Fi bill might be a little bit more towards the end of each month, but it's very important. So definitely good Wi-Fi. And then the thing that I especially look for when I come into like a random person's stream is a solid mic. So it's not like all choppy, it's not hearing weird background noise, it's not sounding all, fuzzy. So I really like clear microphones. And then I also like having like a clear camera. I think that's also pretty good. I originally used the Logitech HD 1080p. So I had that one, and now I actually use a Logitech 4K Brio. So I use that right now. Yeah, it was definitely an investment, but it definitely makes the streams look a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, and I think that also helps with engagement a little bit more with your audience, making sure that they can see you, they know who you are, something like that.
And like immersion, even like it just makes it feel like you're more involved for sure.
Absolutely. And then to yourself as a streamer, make sure you're comfortable. Get a good size desk. Make sure your monitors are placed correctly. Get a good keyboard and mouse, chair, etc. Make sure that you feel comfortable gaming and streaming.
Absolutely. So that's pretty good stuff for sure. Have you so since you've been part of the Sandbox Kids and in the new season, are you enjoying it? And what is your favorite thing that's happened up to this point?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yes, first off, I am enjoying it very much so. I'm very glad we have a lot more time to build than I originally thought. Yeah, for what I thought was 6 weeks is actually a year. So the challenge in and of itself was I thought to build everything I wanted to build in such a short time. So I'm really excited to have more time because there's so much more I want to do. There's so much more that I want to do as an SBK member, but also so much I want to learn from y'all. That was one of the main reasons I joined SBK. It was just the opportunity to learn from you all and get to grow my crafting skills. So that's pretty awesome.
There's definitely a lot of really good benefits to being part of the Sandbox Kids for sure. Like sharing your audience, growing as a streamer, and then just providing like next level content for sure. We got a taste of that yesterday.
Yes. And speaking of that, that's probably one of my favorite things to have happened so far. I wasn't quite sure how I would feel or do about roleplay type situations, but it came pretty well, honestly. Like it was pretty fun,
happened, which is great.
Yeah, yesterday's stream, all like in and all of itself, like that was pretty fun. That was just the role play with y'all, like the going through it. I did something I had never done before, which was heal a villager and do a trade that I created from a zombie villager to a regular one. Like, I don't know, it was just, I did a lot that I had never done before, and that's exactly why I joined SBK, was to kind of get out of my comfort zone. And so like the encouragement from y'all has been fantastic, and I think that that's been really beneficial to me as a Minecraft player.
Heck yeah, that's sweet. She's learning things. That's great. So you had like this like back in December, like a 12 days of Christmas type of thing that you had running. Yeah, so how'd that go? Tell us about that.
It was really good, actually. So I did I did the countdown to Christmas. So I did 25 days till Christmas. Started obviously December 1st, and counted down every day with a new special like prize or present in a sense, which was the first couple days I said pick my hairstyle, pick my color makeup, pick what clothes I wear. Obviously appropriate. Pick my pajamas, pick my game, like do everything so that it's more streamer community engagement. I think that was, I think that was pretty fun. I definitely need suggestions for next Christmas about what I can do, but the most important aspect of it.
I tell you, that's tough to come up with like engaging things, especially that are unique and original to yourself. That's definitely hard to come up with for sure.
Yes, it was. And I did also for the last 10 days to the countdown, I gave away $10 Amazon gift cards. So that was pretty fun because it had really awesome engagement, and it really allowed my viewers to kind of get back from the awesome community that they've helped me build. So we are doing more giveaways. I'll talk a little bit later about like my new merch release, but I will have some merch giveaways coming up soon. Next weekend, actually.
This one's a little bit kind of a strange question. If your friend said, I'm gonna start streaming tomorrow, what is some advice you would give that person?
I would say, are you prepared, basically? Not technically prepared, but actually mentally prepared. Because you're not gonna jump on for your first stream and be a Seethrew, be a Zuchi, be a Ninja, or a Tim the Tatman. You're not gonna come on here and just, I mean, unless you just somehow have the most amazing day of your life. You're not gonna come on to 1,000 viewers or 100.
Yeah, there's definitely some misconceptions for new streamers.
I think for my entire year of streaming, I haven't broken 26. And that's okay, because if I'm having fun, if I'm doing what I love, that's the most important thing. And it's also the mental thing of, if you pay attention to how many viewers you have, or if you don't, pretend like you have as many viewers as the best streamers out there. Because if you have someone pop in for 2 to 3 seconds and you're just quiet, you're just silent, you're not doing anything, you're not talking, you're not looking at like chat or engaging in what they say, people are gonna leave. And community engagement is the biggest thing. Having that streamer engagement, I think, is really important. So if that friend was like, hey, let's go, let's stream, I'd be like, all right, man, or girl, I'm there for you, but just know it might not be completely always easy.
It's definitely very difficult when you first start out trying to talk to yourself and come up with things to even, over explain stuff you're doing in a game. Or if you're playing like a shooter, you're like, all right, I got this gun, now I gotta get some ammo and get this and do that. There's ways to do it, and we've all been there when we were like starting out, of trying to figure out how the heck are we going to impress a new person, because you have to remember that every 3 seconds you'll have a new potential lifelong friend come to the stream, and you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. You want to just blah 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 blah. Talking too much is not a bad thing. I've never left a stream because the guy wouldn't shut up. That's definitely true. So next thing, you actually answered my next question with the viewer count thing. That's definitely, where do you stand on that? So like, do you have your viewer count like on your screen so you can see it? And how does that number like actually affect you even after a year's worth of dealing with it?
Yeah, so I am one of those streamers who, I mean, I won't lie, I have my viewer count up, partially because if I get a push from Facebook, which they do sometimes, that does help me kind of see my insights a little bit better, and see how the algorithm has pushed. Yeah. And so that is beneficial to that aspect of things. When I first started streaming, I started my stream one time, and for some reason I went from like 1 viewer normally to like it pushed me to like 25 people, and I was like, oh my gosh. So like I popped on and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here, hey guys. And I did the most amateur like streamer thing ever. I was just like, wow, hey, oh my gosh, so many people. And then all of a sudden the number went and tanked. And so I just realized after all that, no matter how many people I see in that number, it could be double digits, single digits, triple digits, and I'll still be the same person that I am. I'll still keep your
cool. Yep. Just stay the same. Yeah, because if you look over there and it says 10,000, you're like, oh, hold on, what's up? Ah!
Yeah. You'll start to lose it.
Yeah, you just be you, man. What you're doing is wonderful and great, and you just keep doing the same thing and don't freak out.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
Definitely guilty of freaking out like that before, for sure. And then I kind of learned to harness and control that, and it's definitely rough. You got anything for me, just as far as questions go? Anything at all?
What about viewer count for you? Do you pay attention to that?
I do, but I've learned to, kind of like you said, I don't let it affect me. Like there's sometimes like, because I can average, Lord only knows, that's totally different for me every day, but it doesn't seem to go below 10. And if it gets down 10, then I start like wondering, is my microphone working? Like, is my video working? Like, and sometimes I'll look up and my little green box on OBS for kilobytes per second is just red. And I'm like, oh man.
Yep. That's also a great indication, is using viewer count for your own kind of system awareness. So like if I am not paying attention to my CPU, or I'm not paying attention to my frames per second, and all of a sudden I'm like losing viewership, I will go down and I'll look at my insights, kind of see what things are looking like. And if there's nothing wrong, I'll be like, okay, people just left. That's okay.
They just
That's
don't
streaming.
Like me. It's
fine. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm awful.
Yep. This one totally has nothing to do with streaming, and I think this might be one of the only ones that I have that don't. But who is your, if you have one, celebrity crush?
Oh my gosh. Pretty sure my boyfriend's in the stream.
Yep.
So celebrity crush, I'm gonna go with Sam Potts. He's my boyfriend because he's absolutely perfect, and he's my celebrity. He's my person.
Ooey gooey. Ooey gooey. Oh my god, you say that too? Hashtag Grey's Anatomy for the win.
But realistically, when I grew up, my first ever celebrity crush was Orlando Bloom, because Legolas in Lord of the Rings, like, come on. Yep. And then Pirates of the Caribbean, so.
You thought you had a chance, Sam. You thought.
No, he's with Katy Perry now. Totally not upset about that.
Right. So when you're thumbing through Facebook and Twitch, and you kind of mentioned a little bit about this earlier, what are some things you look for if you're just kind of looking for a new streamer to kind of network with and go hang out with? What's like something that you're just like, you're like, nope. Oh, okay, this one looks good.
So the whole reason I actually got invested in the Facebook community was because I was doing that one day. I was on Twitch, and I was scrolling down. I really wanted to play Among Us. Like, I'd never had a chance to play. I wanted to play Among Us, but I had no friends. and I was like, I really want to like engage in a community. So I'm scrolling down, and I see this dude, and I'm like, Sore Feet, okay, that's a name. And he like looked kind of like intimidating or whatever, but I was like, all right, let me just click on it. So I looked on it, and then his wife came on the frame, and like she was super sweet, and the reaction was super sweet. So I sat there and I watched for a little bit, made sure that he's the type of person that I would want to be around and want to associate myself with. And after watching for a little bit, you know, I engaged. I said hello. I dropped a follow, and I continued to progress that relationship before I finally was just like, hey, like, do you guys want another person? I wouldn't mind playing. I've been wanting to play this game. And ever since then, you know, that's what kind of brought me into the community. It was welcoming. It was fun. It was great content. It was games that I actually wanted to look at and enjoy and play. And so that really
of a bunch of things that you're just like, wow, this is great.
Yeah. If you kind of go into a stream and it kind of seems gray and melancholy and boring, you're not going to want to stay. You're not going to want to be a part of that. And like if you're overly excessive in words that you say that might not go all that well for certain people, you know, if you say things like that, like, I don't want to stay around, like, I don't want to be a part of that, you know. And there's time and a place, and some words there's never a time and a place. So so that's also some of the things I look for. And then one of the streamers I actually found, who's a little bit bigger, but she's on Twitch. Her name is Loser Fruit. She's a fantastic streamer, I think, both as a player, as a gamer, but then also a female streamer. I think her content is great. I think she's hilarious. She's also Australian, so you automatically love her accent.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was really awesome. And she's actually one of the reasons why I started streaming, because I saw her as a female streamer, and I said, dang, like, I want that. Like, I want to be not necessarily just as successful, but I want to have that fun environment and that fun chat, and having all of those different aspects of her stream that she did. And so, yeah, that was also really fun to see and view, and that was one of the reasons why I am what I am today, as well as Sore Feet. Yeah.
So, have you ever done anything like completely silly for stars?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like maybe we've all been there at some point. You know, I used to jump up and do the floss for 500 back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine my big old butt up there just getting it. It was pretty hilarious, but I don't know. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah, so I actually just did a star goal for the month of November, that if I achieved it, the entire month of December, my profile picture had to be the worst, most hideous photo of me ever taken. And I'm talking like, you guys think I just made a funny face? No. It was an action shot playing a basketball game. I got knocked down.
Yeah,
I had a face mask on. My eyes were rolled back into my head. My mouth, I don't even know what I was doing with it. It was awful. It was disgusting. So I said, yeah, 100,000 stars for the month of November. Never gonna happen. It happened. And then some. And so, yeah, November finished up, December hit, and profile picture changed. So I did that.
That's awesome.
And I will be doing more in the future. So starting in March, actually, for 200,000 stars for the month of March, I will be getting a tattoo.
Oh.
And for the top star giver for that month.
Gonna put their name on your arm?
No, they will help me pick out the tattoo, so that they will get a say in the lifelong imprint on my body. I also have plans for getting the tips of my hair pink, which is not professional in my work setting, but I don't care. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do pink tips for the month of February. I think we're gonna do 100,000 stars for pink tips, and I mean like actually like professionally dyed pink tips, like not just like a box dye at my own house.
Yeah, that's always nice to kind of go out and pamper yourself too and get some stuff like that done.
Yeah,
it makes it so much more meaning if you go pay a couple $100s rather than buy the same thing at Walmart for $20.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, people definitely need to see that I'm serious about my star goals. I need to also stop making goals with chat because they will unfortunately achieve everything I say. I put out the most wildest things and they're like, boom, done.
There you go. Yeah, just quicker than anything.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and ask the audience if there's anybody in the audience that has any questions for either Abee or myself to go ahead and slap them in the chat. And then I'm going to get on to my last question here, which is, what are some words of inspiration you can give to the listeners out there? Not the streamers, not the, just the people that might be having kind of a crappy day today. What's something you could say to kind of uplift them and keep them going?
Absolutely. I consider myself a big, strong advocate of mental health. I think that both mental and emotional health are incredibly important. And what I really want my stream to be is kind of a break from reality. If you're dealing with financial problems, if you're dealing with spousal problems, if you're dealing with friend issues, family, whatever, come to the stream and don't talk about it. You can if you want. You don't have to if you want. If you have the opportunity to engage with people and just kind of distract yourself from the hardships of the world, that is the best thing that I can hope for my stream to be. It's just kind of a break from people's hardships and kind of those mental blocks, because that can be really difficult. I've struggled with my own mental health. I've struggled with my own emotional health and well-being. And, I'll deal with that as a streamer. Sometimes I'll just be like, guys, I need a day. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm really sorry, stuff like that. But I think that it's really important to have those days. So if you can't come into a chat every day because you're just so tired, it's all right. The streamer will be there the next day and the next day, and we'll be there for you no matter what it is. I've also always said that my viewers, my followers, whoever can reach out to me and just be like, hey, I need to talk. And people have reached out to me before, and everything that is said will remain confidential because, if you are someone that just needs someone to talk to, and you don't want to necessarily talk about that to your friends or your family who know you too well, reaching out to someone that you watch and you hang out with, that's really important. And so I highly suggest if you need someone else to talk to, not just myself, I encourage everyone there are hotlines that you can call to, get help in any way that you need. There are therapists, I'm sure, in your location that can be a part of your life and be what you need to be. So that's really important. So always, always, always find an outlet for your anxiety and your angst. I think that's a really important thing to remind the viewers. So yeah, I always encourage to be honest and truthful about your emotions, but sometimes if you just want to sit and distract yourself, that is a-okay as well. Oh, he's so cute.
He is adorable. He's ridiculous and always shirtless for some reason. So real quick, doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat. Odd. What are you guys even doing? No, I'm kidding. So time for the spotlight real quick. Fill everybody in on what your schedule is, what times you stream, and what kind of content that you provide to your viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I stream Monday through Friday, anywhere from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It used to be 7, but because I'm on the Pacific side of things, I kind of realize a lot of the Eastern streamers or friends or viewers, whatever, go to bed a lot earlier. Totally fine. So I'll be streaming anywhere from 6 to 7 p.m., maybe a little bit earlier, 5:30. Kind of depends on my real life job situation. But yeah, so I stream every Monday through Friday. I stream sometimes on the weekends as well, Saturday, Sunday. Those times are always random. I never set those times because it kind of just depends on when I do stuff in my life.
Right.
Like today I'm hanging out with my sister, so I don't know if I'm going to be streaming today exactly. But yeah, I always love saying that. And then the best thing is that Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be showing a movie in my Discord for my followers. So that is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Sunday. And then on Fridays, we get to pick the movies. So yesterday we picked, and actually because of you, Seethrew, Joe Dirt. I've never seen that movie before.
We should do like a joint movie night one night since we're both doing it on Sunday nights. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I definitely want to put more movies out there because I realize I don't watch many movies. I don't. Yeah. And so having this and like just throwing in opportunities and stuff for people to just be like, hey, watch this movie. I'll be like, all right. And there have been some bad suggestions. There have been some bad movies I've watched, but I watched them. I could say I did.
Yeah, Joe Dirt's definitely hilarious. You'll love it if you've never seen it before.
All right. Yeah. And then next weekend.
B humor big time, but
Yeah, I like
So
comedy
good.
movies the most. I like
Yeah.
comedy movies the most. Yeah, but then next weekend, the 29th through the 30th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am doing a 24-hour stream. 24-hour stream.
Oh dang.
Signify my 1-year anniversary here on Facebook. It's not going to be exactly the 1 year because I'm not going to do it on a weekday because I work. But I will be doing a 24-hour stream. Tune into that. And I will, in the evening on Saturday night, be doing 2 merch giveaways. So you're especially not going to want to miss that.
It's gonna be a big day.
This is one of the things you can get.
All right. Well, if nobody's got any questions for me or for Abee, hopefully you guys got to learn a little bit more about her, and I hope you had fun as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. No worries at all. And on that note, we're gonna get out of here, and you guys have fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Woohoo.
Bye.
Little.
Does Joe Dirt live in dirt?
Oh. No, but I do know he says life's a garden, dig it.
I like that.